Sandeep V. Revande is the president and co-founder of Innovative Inc., an American multinational software company headquartered in Houston, Texas, and is a provider of highly configurable SaaS-based mobile workforce management software for enterprise asset management, field operations, and supply chain. With over 150 employees across offices in USA, Germany, London, Netherlands, and India, Innovative serves some of the world's largest brands within the oil and gas, life sciences, chemicals, and manufacturing industries, to name a few. Innovative's solutions are delivered on its patent-pending technology called the Rapid App Configuration Engine technology. RACE redefines traditional approaches to digitize the enterprise by empowering business personnel to become citizen developers by rapidly delivering business outcomes across lines of business. Innovative was named a 2016 SAP Pinnacle Award winner, beating IBM and Intel, and has won this recognition 3 years in a row. Most recently, CIO Review also named Innovative as the top 20 most promising SAP solution providers. Today, some of the world's largest brands run Innovative technology and software and include customers such as Marathon Petroleum, ExxonMobil, Shell, Dominion Energy, Hydro One, Mars Chocolate, Amazon, Met Johnson Nutrition, UNICEF, Johns Manville, Sephora, the Irwin Company, Great West Financials, etc., to name a few. Over the last 13 years and prior to co-funding Innovative, Sandeep worked as a senior managing consultant with several big 5 consulting firms such as IBM and Accenture, and served several Fortune 500 clients to radically transform their business processes through process and technology re-engineering. Sandeep is also a member of SAP's Partner Advisory Council for Innovative member, where he brings to SAP his experiences on how SAP and its ecosystem can collaboratively co-innovate to deliver transformative results to joint customers in a digital economy.
Hello, Wakeup India. Today we have Mr. Sandeep Ravande as our guest for Pravinya program. Hello, Sandeep.
Hello, Vamsi.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
So, how you see your evaluation from HBS Hyderabad to Innovative CEO and co-founder?
Yeah, oh boy, that's a long story. I've spent about 12 years in the Hyderabad Public School, Begumpet, and the school brings in a lot of values to children as you grow up, and they also focus on an all-round development of your personality beyond just being an academically oriented person. So, we pay a lot of attention to sports and an all-round development, and I happen to be the cricket captain of the Hyderabad Public School Begumpet in the year 1999. And I also went on to play the Hyderabad state team under 16 with the likes of Ambati Raidu, Arjun Yadav, and so on. And I think the combination of academics as well as the sports brought in a personality of leadership into me as an individual. Because when you can play cricket and then lead teams, a team of 11 people, each person has a different role to play with the strengths and weakness they bring. And I think that kind of an experience that the school has given in the foundation brought those kind of leadership skills into me as an individual that I was able to apply from HBS into the United States to complete my Masters of Science from the University of Mississippi. And then from there on, I went to work for companies like IBM, Accenture, and SAP America. And through those years as well, I've been in senior management consulting positions as well as a senior executive at IBM before I co-founded Innovative and became the CEO. So last 5 years of this company has been an extraordinary journey for us, a roller coaster ride. We've seen ups and downs, but as of 2017, we have over 150 employees worldwide. We have over 60 plus customers across North America, Europe, and Australia. And certainly I've been blessed to lead our company. So a little bit about our company, what we do. Our company focuses on mobile workforce management solutions, and what that means for some of your viewers that may not know what mobile workforce management is is we're simply trying to bridge the gap between what happens in the field and what happens in the back office, utilizing technologies such as mobile. And mobile has existed for a while. It's not, with Steve Jobs coming up with the iPhone and smartphones, but prior to that, you had, much higher rugged types of devices that you could do certain types of mobile transactions, but your user experience and your user interface was quite degraded. So, you have challenges with change management, training, and onboarding people, for example. But I think with the advent of the iPhones and smartphones and the smartphone that you have in your pocket today, we are able to experience a completely different way of operating our consumer life as well as in the enterprise. And what we bring to the enterprise is bridging that gap between the field and what happens in the back office, so you don't have to deal with paperwork or administrative work. That's number one. Number two, what makes us really unique is the ability to personalize each of these solutions to a specific business and its need without having to write a single line of code. So what that means is, if Vamsi came to me and said, we want your mobile solution, but your mobile solution does not align with what we need in our TV network, right? We can customize it and personalize it to your specific need in less than 10 minutes without writing any code, right? And that technology is called the Rapid Application Configuration Engine, also known as RACE. And that forms the backbone of our company. That's a platform that we are also investing into becoming a rapid mobile application development platform that will allow you to build mobile application in less than 5 to 7 minutes to drag and drop frameworks.
I guess you have patents also on it?
Yes. So we have patents pending in the United States right now. We're applying for worldwide patents as well. And our hope is to empower people like you guys, every single person that does not know coding at all. I know you have a little background in coding, but people in your studio maybe that want to indulge in building solutions for business, that they can actually create these applications and solve their problems without having to write code. So it's empowering a normal citizen.
Okay. I came to know you got some awards also for your applications.
Yeah, we've actually been blessed with several awards the last 3-4 years. 2014, we won the SAP Pinnacle Award, and we competed with several larger companies, way larger than us. 2015, we won that same year with the SAP Pinnacle Award. In 2016, we won in the category Platform Co-Innovation Partner of the Year. And the finalists were IBM and Intel. So we beat IBM and Intel in that category in 2016.
Great, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So what are the policies you generally follow in your company?
I'm a firm believer that policies, are a set of rules, right? But intrinsically, you have to change an employee's behavior through values more than policies, right? Policies are only rules. Like if I asked you, Vamsi, do you know the government law, every single law that you know that you should be operating as a citizen? I don't think you'll know the answer.
No.
But as a value, you would know how, as an Indian citizen, we need to behave. That is what Republic Day taught us, right, exactly. On the 26th of January. So I'm a firm believer that we can have as many HR policies as possible, but I'd like to talk to you about the values of our company. And the values of our company defines who we are, the culture of our company. So we have 8 values that we live each day as a company. The number one is we are very passionate about what we do. In every single thing that we work on, we find purpose and we find passion. We don't work for money. We work to solve problems, to change people's lives. And that's what we are passionate about. The number 2 is respect. We respect each other a lot, our partners, our customers, our employees, to the highest extent. No matter what conflicts we have, we try to resolve them with full respect. The third one is ownership, right? So ownership is being able to solve problems and taking responsibility for those problems, right? It's a very important value for our company as well. The fourth one is innovation. Innovation is the core of what we do. The company's name is Innovactive. So it was actually created on the word innovation. We clubbed innovative and app in the middle, and we call it Innovactive. So innovation is the core of everything that we do as a company. And innovation is not limited to just technology. Its innovation is also limited to beyond just our technology. It goes down to the roots of who we are as a company and how we continuously improve our processes, our systems, and automation, and now how each one of us think about our day-to-day lives. The fifth one is open and direct dialogue. Open and direct dialogue is a very important value in our company. That's because you can only promote right things and constructive things to happen in your company when you promote an open and direct dialogue. So sometimes there may be things that are very controversial that you don't want to talk about, but if you can respectfully have that conversation and have a direct conversation, you may actually have a very constructive outcome for yourself and for your company as well. I think the sixth one that we really focus on is the customer centricity. Everything around our company revolves around what our customer needs. We're obsessed with our customers. We're not here to go and make a lot of money from our customers. We're here to actually change their lives. We're here to actually change how they operate in the enterprise world and make their business as efficient as possible. So that is the sixth core value. And then integrity is another one, the seventh one. So being honest, being extremely truthful, and doing business in a very integral way, is one of the other core values. So I think I covered a lot more than your question, but I think it gives you a sense of how we have to elevate ourselves beyond policies and build a company around values.
And what are the suggestions you give to future entrepreneurs who want to become an entrepreneur?
I think
what kind of values or what kind of strengths you need to have?
I'll give you two quotes. The first quote: "It is your aptitude. It is your attitude, not your aptitude, that will take you to the highest altitude." Right? What that means is how you operate on a day-to-day basis. Your attitude, not your skill sets. You may be a PhD in something, or you may be academically very strong, but that may not matter for you to go to the highest level. But if you have the right attitude, you will go to the highest altitude, right? So my tip to all the entrepreneurs that are watching is have the right attitude, have the right positive attitude, look in a very optimistic way, be willing to take risks, be willing to take challenges up, right? Do not listen to other people around you and just feel that they said you cannot do it, so you cannot do it. Because I did not come from a very financially strong background, ever. I came from a middle-class family without any backing at all. But here I am today running a 150 employee company and going to a 300 employee company in the next 12 to 18 months. It's because I possess the right attitude and self-belief and confidence. So for everyone who's watching, I would say, be extremely positive, have the right attitude to take you to the highest altitude, have self-belief, confidence, and be willing to take a lot of risk in life. Because when you're willing to take risk and you're willing to fail, after 20 attempts, the 21st you will succeed.
Tell us something about the technological changes emerged in the market. How technology drastically changed.
Yeah. I think the speed at which technology is changing right now, it amazes me actually. So if you look at just in the last 8 to 10 years, the amount of changes and the speed at which it's coming and hitting consumer life as well as enterprise world has been tremendous, right? So if you look at the reason why that changes are coming is because it starts with the infrastructure as a whole, right? The internet infrastructure has evolved since 95, 96 to where we are in the last, I would say 2007 to 8 has evolved dramatically. And that same thing has spread across even cellulars, data plans, upgrade of infrastructure of towers and, things that we have here in India for Airtel. I'm seeing LTE here when I visit India. So all of this stuff plays a big role. The internet is driving, and the infrastructure on the internet is driving all these changes. So when you take that as a foundation and you start to think, what are the things that we can do to solve problems and change people's lives, or the lives of a business as well, on how they can operate more efficiently. So if you think of from a mobile perspective, mobile is now able to let you operate your business anywhere, anytime, on any device, literally, right? So you can also be disconnected totally, 100%, and you can still keep operating, right? And that is just one of the technology trends. But if you look at, because of the evolution of the internet, we're able to now make machines smarter, right? So, for example, you could actually have two machines talk to each other. I'll give you an example. So, in the United States, when I wake up each morning, I have a Google Assistant in my house. The Google Assistant talks to my calendar, Gmail, automatically. So when I wake up in the morning, all I have to say is, Google, start my day. And the way it starts my day is, it goes on to say, should I heat your coffee up?
Oh.
Which means it can automatically start my coffee up. Then it would also ask me, should I read you the news for the day? The top 5 news. It will start reading the news as I wake up. It will also do things like give you my entire day schedule. So at 6:30 a.m. you have this meeting with this person. At 7:30 a.m. you're meeting with this person. Would you need more information post lunch on your schedule?
You just simply need to follow Google.
Exactly. And if you look at what's happening is that thing is talking to another thing through the internet and giving us the intelligence and convenience into our lives, right? So what we call that is the Internet of Things, right? Recently I was going to Mexico for our leadership meeting. I wanted to book the ticket. So I asked Google, and this is a device that you can put in your house. It connects to the internet and knows a lot through artificial intelligence and the Internet of Things. So I asked Google and I said, Google, what are the cheapest tickets to Mexico? So it did the search and gave back a result and said, the cheapest ticket to Mexico, Cancun, is $497, but we advise you not to buy today. Buy it 3 days from now, it's expected to be cheaper.
Oh.
And then it reminded me on Tuesday that the price was cheaper and asked me, should I book it? It's got all my credit card information and everything. I said, the tickets are available for $320. Would you like to buy it now? I said, please book it. In less than 3 seconds, I got a booking confirmation and said, your tickets are booked. Please see your confirmation in your email, right? This is how the world is moving, right? So you asked about technology trends. This is one example. But if you think of how we are also applying technology trends in our own business, is incredible. So there were days when we used to actually need people to set up appointments for salespeople, right? Now with artificial intelligence and machine learning, you can actually teach a robot to actually replace that human. Of course, it is. I look at it in a way that it is destructing, workforce and job because the technology is emerging so fast. But it's a reminder to each one of us how we need to evolve with the world. If not, unfortunately, folks who are watching this need to recognize how fast you got to learn in this world where the technology is changing and keep up with these trends on a continuous basis. So just going back to what we are doing in our business, right? So
I'm about to ask you, what are the solutions you have given to your customers?
Yeah. So let me just finish off right off that topic, right? So in our business, we are applying these things like artificial intelligence, machine learning to set up a simple sales appointment, to actually being able to do customer service or help desk through just automation and artificial intelligence and machine learning. And then the Internet of Things example I gave you on my own daily life, you can bring to the enterprise world. So I'm very hopeful that technologies will change our lives for the better and make our lives much more convenient, like we've just seen in the last 10 years.
Will it really going to help the entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. I think it creates enormous amount of possibilities, right? Take the example of, I'm seeing in the streets here in Hyderabad, Swiggy. Swiggy is actually founded by very young entrepreneurs, right? 27, 28, I think. Young entrepreneurs, but they have been able to use technology. If they didn't have those technology, the platform to go do that business that they're doing today, potentially they would end up being doing something else, a desk job, right? So the technology has empowered, people like the founders of Swiggy to create an application to connect, the restaurant to the home, and you're solving a very big problem because people want the food from there, but cannot always travel because the traffic is crazy these days. So I think, technology is giving us all so many opportunities to think out of the box and actually solve many problems that are still unsolved. So I would say it's a great opportunity for a lot of entrepreneurs across the world, especially folks in India, and I'm hopeful folks in Hyderabad take some inspiration from that.
How robotics are going to affect the job market?
Very, very interesting question. So it is already impacting, right? The change has already come.
Automation.
Automation is changing. So a lot of the BP business process outsourcing jobs that were mundane in nature and that is, administrative in nature, unfortunately is being automated completely, right? But the way I look at that is an opportunity for the folks who are watching. Because, what you should be doing at this stage is not fight the change, because you can never fight innovation and the change. You should join the change. And the way you join the change is to actually go deliver value to companies that are driving those automation behind the scenes to make that even better. So the jobs you should be looking for is how you can make automation better versus fighting the change. And that would be my advice to all the viewers watching this today.
Okay, what's your growth plan?
So we've grown tremendously. Just in the last 12 months, our business has grown about 500% in revenue.
Great.
Yeah, thank you. And as a result of that growth, we're looking to hire in Hyderabad another 110 to 120 people in the next 120 in the next 12 months alone.
Great.
We are currently in High Tech City, Cyber Gateway. But we are moving away from there to Gachibowli side. So we're getting our own facility of 35,000 square foot. And
it's your own.
Yes, our own facility, and we're designing it to our company's values, our character. And we're hiring another 120 just alone this year, and perhaps another 50 the following year. So we'll be around 300 in Hyderabad alone over the next 2 years. So I think the viewers who are watching, and if they're interested in joining a fast-growing company, I would say it's a great opportunity for them to look at our company. It's www.innovaptive.com, and it has a lot of information of our company. And if you're talented, you're bright, you have the passion, I think it's a perfect outlet for you to find your passion and your career.
We'll definitely promote this.
Yeah, thank you.
And about your personal life?
My personal life actually has been of a one that I would say I've gone through a lot of hardships personally. Today I'm probably at a stage that people look from outside inside and say. So like I mentioned, we specialize in the mobile workforce management solutions, and earlier in the segment I explained what mobile workforce management solution means. And we also help customers rapidly develop mobile applications without writing code. These are the two categories that we play in. The problems we are solving in the mobile workforce management space spreads across two areas. One is the enterprise asset management, and the second one is supply chain. Within enterprise asset management, we are helping customers, technicians, improve their wrench time. Wrench time is a metric used for determining how productive you are while fixing a machine.
Oh,
right? It's a metric. So we are able to improve that wrench time by almost 1 to 2 hours per technician in every enterprise by utilizing our software. So as a result of that, the outcome of being able to improve wrench time by 1 to 2 hours is improvement in your workforce capacity by 10% to 15%. And what that means is if you have a workforce of 1,000 technicians, 15% is 150 employees, may not be needed or can be repurposed to better things. So when you calculate 150 people not needed in US dollars, and you calculate 150 people times $50 an hour times 2,000 hours, you know what that number savings we bring to our customers. So that's at the highest level for enterprise asset management. On the supply chain side, we actually help customers improve their inventory accuracy. So we give real-time visibility through our solutions, where from the time a material arrives as a raw material to your warehouse and your production facility, to the time it goes as a finished goods, all the people in the supply chain, customers, partners, distributors, your employees, corporate, everyone has a real-time visibility of how their material is moving because of our solution. So as a result of that, you have full track and traceability of how those materials are moving. And as a result of that, and also being able to do cycle counting, you're improving the accuracy of your inventory.
Oh.
Higher improvement in accuracy in inventory means you're able to have the right materials at the right time to deliver your end product, right? So your production is not down, your production always has the right materials at the right time. As well as your customers are always happy because the raw material to finished goods is an entire smooth process. So if you look at these two areas and look at the kind of customers we work with, we are typically in two verticals. It's the oil and gas vertical, and then transmission, utilities, and distribution. Utilities, transmission, and distribution. So oil and gas customers that we work with today include customers like Shell, you know who Shell is, someone like an ExxonMobil, Hess, Marathon Petroleum, Dominion Energy, and someone like a Gemini, for example. We also work with a couple of non-profit organizations like UNICEF. And what we have done for UNICEF is we're helping them move the supplies in emergencies much faster than they usually did without our solution. So what we are also doing today is being able to get in an emergency in Bangladesh, recent Bangladesh crisis that we had, the Innovaptive software has helped get the material almost 5 to 8 times faster to the people in need. So that's a little bit about what problems we are solving. And at the end of all of this, if you look at everything that we've done for our customers, we're changing lives for the customers' employees, and as a result, making them highly efficient and saving money for them.
Okay. Does Innovaptive involve in any CSR activity?
Yes, we do. In fact, very recently, we actually did a donation to, in India, in Hyderabad, Akshay Patra, I think, is the blind organization. And this year, we are actually having at a corporate level, corporate social responsibility program. And we are defining a budget to contribute both, for a country where I came from, which is India, to really help the needy people here, as well as in the United States. My wife is involved in a lot of noble cause of saving dogs on the streets, needy dogs, the dogs that were, amputated or, hit by a car and on the street. We are actually trying to back her cause to actually save more dogs because, they don't have a voice, they don't have a say. And helping those animals out in need is another cause that we want to focus on. So I think CSR is something that over the next 2 to 3 years, you'll see more from Innovaptive in Hyderabad, in India, as well as in the United States.
Okay. Do you have any plans to set up another branch in India?
We're considering Bangalore as well as another branch to set up. But right now, Hyderabad has been great leadership from Mr. KTR. He really has supported a lot of our causes here, so we intend to continue growing here. But in Bangalore, we have a couple of other strategic reasons for some talent pool that we're looking for. But we intend to grow more in Hyderabad and have a small presence in Bangalore and Pune eventually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, tell me something about your personal life.
I love cricket, as you heard.
You were a captain of...
I was a captain of the cricket team. I played for the state, Hyderabad State. I played with Ambati Raidu. I captained Ambati Raidu, because he was much younger to me. I played with VVS Lakshman. So cricket actually has filled a lot of my life. My wife and I love traveling. Every opportunity we get, we are out of the country. So we travel a lot to Europe. Wherever I travel on my business and trade shows, we make it a point to travel. So we love travel. And apart from that, I would say work fills a lot of my life, unfortunately. And I'm trying to balance that quite a bit. And my wife is the one that keeps me grounded and keeps me balanced. So I'm doing more of that, and I'm learning a lot from my wife to keep my life balanced.
She's from India only, right?
She's actually an Indian, but born and raised in Nairobi, Kenya.
Oh.
And I met her in the University of Mississippi in America.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
How you are balancing your personal life and work life?
It's always a challenge, especially when you're running a company with multiple geographies and multiple locations. But what I try to do is, I try to shut down in a very disciplined way after 7 p.m., 8 p.m. in US completely, 100%. And no matter what the emergency is, I let it wait till the next day. So once 8 p.m. it's shut down, it's 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. is family time. And then I wake up every day, usually at 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. And then I dedicate myself from 5:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And then weekends, it's a complete shutdown. Back in the day when I was a startup company, I used to work 7 days a week, 14 hours every day for 3 years. So I've tried to now balance my life because in the startup days, I was doing more of 14 hours straight, 7 days a week, and it started to obviously show some signs in the health. as well. So right now, I think there's a saying, right? If you're healthy, then you're wealthy.
Exactly.
So you have to balance your life. I think to all the entrepreneurs that are aspiring entrepreneurs, I would say yes. In the starting days, you have to put in a lot of hard work and work harder than the other person, but then always try to strike a balance in your life, because you can get a lot accomplished if you organize yourself well, dedicate your time to things that matter the most, and don't get involved in every single thing. Try to delegate if you can, as much as possible. And there's another saying, 80% of the stuff that you may work on actually may not be as important, because it may only create 20% of the revenue.
Exactly.
But 20% of the effort may create 80% of the revenue, right? So focus on those 20% things and create 80% of the revenue. Work smart, have a work-life balance that makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Thank you very much, Sandeep.
Thank you so much,
Thanks for your
Vamsi.
time.
Absolutely.